Thank you very much, and thank you all for participating in this discussion and this important conference. It's kind of like a first-hand experience, and I would like maybe to start by sharing with you how painful was for me to sit in a parliamentary committee in the beginning of the 21st century that was focusing on legislating discriminatory and anti-democratic and racist law. I was under the impression that this kind of law has passed, from our reality in this century, following the experience of apartheid South Africa, following the apartheid and the segregation in the US. However, as I said, in the beginning of the 21st century, this kind of legislation is back, and it's back in the Knesset in Israel. The bill includes maybe two levels. The first one relates to the relationship with the Palestinian people in general, and the second one maybe relate to the status of the Arab Palestinian community within Israel. The national native Palestinians in Israel constituting today about 20% of the population, the community that I represent in the Knesset. When it comes to the section that deal, which is the opening of the law, with the Palestinian people in general, I think it's important to read the opening of the law that declares that the land of Israel, this is a new term within the Israeli legal system, the land of Israel is the historical homeland of the Jewish people. And it go ahead and say that in Israel there is an exclusive right for self-determination for the Jewish people. And when I asked the Jewish members of the Knesset who proposed that law, what you mean by Israel, where you argue for an exclusive right for self-determination? Is it Israel in the 1948 borders? Nobody will say yes, because I know personally that all of those who signed the law and who supported the law, none of them support a two-state solution based on 1967. So it's clear from the opening of the law, speaking of the land of Israel and speaking about of Israel, that it refers to, according to the Zionist discourse, greater Israel. And within a greater Israel, which is mandate Palestine, there is an exclusive right for self-determination for the Jewish people. There is also the provision that speaks about Jerusalem. Jerusalem, complete and united, is the capital of Israel. So I could see here a clear denial of any national right for Palestinians, a clear denial of the right for self-determination, clear denial of any Palestinian right in Jerusalem. And that's clearly in the opening of that. And I think that this statement represents clearly the current hegemonic ideology, extreme right-wing ideology within the government of Israel, and that's a reflection of what this government believes in. I want to add also that different version of this bill has been around in the Knesset since 2011. So what happened that only in 2018 the Knesset legislated that law? I think part of the reason is what happened in the US. We understand that the Obama administration has some reservation from that law, which blocked its progress. However, it seems that the current government, had a green line from the Trump administration to go ahead and legislate that law. The other part of the law would focus mainly on the relationship of the State of Israel vis-a-vis its Arab Palestinian citizens, the national native Palestinian community within Israel, by basically denying them any group recognition and any group rights, and by basically making an exclusive arrangement that would serve only the hegemonic Jewish majority, and basically giving a clear supremacy for Jewish citizens in Israel at the expense of the basic right of Arab Palestinians. And you could see that in main areas of life, in the areas of immigration, in the areas of the symbol of the state, in the area of language and culture, in the area of housing, in the area of national holidays and calendar. Each of these areas, there is a specific provision that says that there is an exclusive arrangement, religious, Jewish, and Zionist arrangement that serves only the Jewish majority. So the symbols of the state, exclusive religious and Zionist symbols, national holidays, only the Zionist and religious Jewish holidays. Hebrew is the only language, official language of the state, while Arabic has some kind of like a shaky status that nobody understands what is that. And there is an interesting, clearly apartheid provision about housing. It's Article 7 in the law that declares that Jewish settlements is a national value. It even doesn't say Israel. Jewish settlements is a national value, and that the state would work and encourage the establishment and the strengthening of Jewish settlements. You know, any first-year law student who you ask him about this provision, he will tell you that this is a clear Jewish supremacy. Because usually within democratic discourse, if you want to give some kind of affirmative action, you do that for marginalized group. You do that for disadvantaged group. But I'm not aware of any provision in any of the constitution of democratic countries nowadays that would give preference and supremacy to the dominant majority group. So when we describe this law as a clear apartheid law, Article 7 was one of the main reasons that accurately describe this law. It's not that this law established discrimination in Israel, but it deepens discrimination and exclusion against the Arab Palestinian community in its second part, and its first part make this a clear denial of any Palestinian right in mandate Palestine. So when I say that the law didn't create discrimination but deepen this discrimination, I refer to tens of laws in the Israeli legal system that give clear preferences for Jewish citizens and sometimes Jews all over the world in these main areas of immigration, of the symbols, of land allocation, of budget allocation, of language, of culture. So in each of these areas, you could identify a law that would give preferences for Jewish citizens of the country. This is exactly the reason that when the discourse in Israel speak about its definition as a Jewish and democratic state, we say that it can't be. One principle contradicts the other. You cannot declare Israel being being Jewish and democratic, because and by the way, it's in this order, Jewish and democratic, because being a Jewish state has meant to give privilege and supremacy for the Jewish community and for Jewish citizens. On the other hand, if you want it to be a real democracy, the main corner of any democracy is the right for equality and equal citizenship. So that clearly doesn't happen in Israel. So the inequality, the discrimination, the exclusion is not just a matter of condition and of facts on the ground. It's not just a socio-economic matter. It's also a constitutional matter, that what is called the basic laws in Israel, that's supposed to be the part of the constitution. The constitution itself makes classification of Israeli citizenship. And ethnic affiliation, national affiliation does matter. If you are a Jew, so you enjoy a first-class citizenship, you enjoy all these arrangements and the privilege in housing and immigration and land, etc. And if you are a non-Jews by law, because the Israeli law referred to us not as Arab Palestinians, but as non-Jews, if you are a non-Jew in Israel, you are treated as a second or third-class citizens. You are looked at as if you are a foreigner, as if you are a new immigrant in your homeland.
Thank you very, very much for this first-hand experience.